You needed that. I have no idea. We've gone over this. Why are you jumping up me? We don't jump up anymore. You did this to a stranger, you got me in a lot of trouble and covered them in mud. No. I don't know where we are in the video. I don't know what day it is. I don't. My kid's slowly going mad in here. And now apparently I'm hearing voices. Hello?
I was with my family and I went to the gym. When I went down to the gym to work out, I missed out on all this. But stop.
Oh, right. So today I'm just going to be tidying up some loose ends. Yeah, I can't remember the last point I recorded. The videos I'm working on right now are from way back. I think the engine's just coming out. Typical me, you know, you just start something, you get either annoyed or bored with it, and then you move on to something else, and then before you know it, you've got a lot of different jobs on at once. I tried not to do it, and I ended up still doing it, and now I've sort of got the ideas either on my whiteboard or in my head, little bits and bobs. There's a cable underneath that needs joining. There's a few things that need tidying up and cable tying up and just finishing. The vacuum, I've just managed to get the old end off that was stuck on and I ended up just snapping it. And the vacuum system in multiple different places isn't connected, so I'm going to get all that on and done and just start to just tick off jobs and get them done. And I don't have to think about it because there's just too much going on. Yeah, we're on the final hurdle and I've just got to keep this motivation going. And by doing just the littlest little jobs, like taking this off earlier and I'm going to get that on, get the vacuum thingy on, and then I can swipe that off the board. And it's that feeling is what sort of will keep me going, because whenever you've got no motivation, just forcing yourself to start something little, you'll just get onto that and then that'll be done. You're like, all right, now what? And I'll do something next. And then you just keep going round and keep going round. And before you know it, you're enthused and you want to carry on, in theory. Oh, trying to be motivational and I can't be fucking arsed. But I forced myself to then get arsed and carried on tying up some loose ends, of which there were many. Turbo on. You're for there. I know who I wanna take me home. I don't think that's the words, but I'm sure I will be corrected in due time. Oh, soldering iron, why are you all the way over there? I've done that, I've realised I haven't got the tools to finish what I want to do. Twat. Come on, don't touch the fuel tank, we don't want a hole in it, thank you. Right, I may have to... Right, so today I'm on wiring. Whoa. And here's where I'm going to be going on today. Most of these just need to be attached to an ignition feed. All sorts of bits like that. So yeah, they just need attaching up. Well, let's just turn the sound off and carry on, shall we? These were the last few electrical tasks under the seat plinth, thank God. I'd spent way too much time in here. But now everything had a power source and my new stuff fed into the dash. This was now another job that could be ticked off. Right, that's the town we're on. So you've got a test button here if you listen underneath. There's a little light up there. if I push that and then push this in, it's not lined up yet, but I don't know if you're hearing that, but as the further down you push that, there's 3 stages. That's off, the light's gone off. Activated on 1, activated on 2, activated on 3. So the harder you push the pedal, the more that moves away, the more the timer grabs the prop and slows you down. Okay, that seems to be all wired up and working. Then all I had to do was set that switch up so it would connect to the brake pedal properly, but instead of doing that, I moved on to the brake light switch. That's probably going to bite me in the arse later on down the line, but I did manage to get the brake lights from being stuck on, and could move on to my super fast indicators. So in here there was a bulb and a, I don't know, a resistor maybe? I don't know what they're called. So you take that off. Because I've got LED lights on the back, obviously the van was built with bulbs, so these had that on. Slows it down a bit, but not quite enough, so then they've added this, and that slows you a lot. But it just means I've got a pissing bulb in the bloody thing again, so I can tape that off. It's back, 31mm longer and a fresh coat of paint. The guy originally wanted to cut the 2 ends off and replace the whole pipe section, but after giving it some thought he decided we could get away with just an insert piece, which I was dead happy about because with the price of steel at the minute, that's what cut this job's price in half. I got the prop back yesterday. The guys were really great actually. He said to me, if you can get it in the morning, we'll get it straight on the jig for you and rebalance it. But yeah, I got stuck in traffic, so I was like 2 hours late, and they'd left this part of the prop on the jig all set up ready for me. So when I got in, literally just gave them that bit, put it together, balanced it, repainted it. So rather than, I took my laptop, everything, and I was like, I'm going to be there all day just waiting. But no, they got it done within the hour. So all that, 150 quid. That's lengthened, sorted out, you know, stability tested, balanced, painted. The other place was charging nearly 400, so I'm really happy. It is sort of a weird prospect of, you know, this is the only thing that connects the engine and gearbox to the back wheels, and I've just had it, you know, modified, but they know what they're doing. Them guys build prop shafts and they do it for all sorts, big trucks, hot rods, you know, the lot. So I'm glad I went to them and got it done professionally. However, it was me that gave them the measurement. So I just pray to God that this is going to fit. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. Oh, yes. Okay, that's good. It just needed pushing a bit. No, stay in. Oh! Oh, I panicked then. I thought it was too short still. But there's a adjustment on the cog. Whew, there we go. She's on. Thank God for that. Lance buddy, now is not the time. Whilst under here, I moved on to bleeding the clutch. Currently got no lights on in here, but still nothing on the clutch. Why is there still nothing on the clutch? Bollocks. Right, I've tried just bleeding the clutch off, but I can't. I need a second person basically to come and push the clutch so that that's forcing the fluid from the reservoir through the system. At the minute I'm just pulling the other side of the pedal really, and it's not working. But the reason I wanted to get it done today is because I need to actually readjust the van and pull it over that way a little bit for the welding, so it's not too close to the citron. So what I'm going to do instead, using my big tow rope and Emma's van, I'm just going to give it a bit of a pull. Helps if you take it out of gear. Let's try that again. The van now repositioned, I could get everything else ready for AD the welder to come in the next day and start re-solidifying my van. Morning. This is definitely the earliest I've been up for a while. So today we've got, we're on welding, get all the weld work done. Wow, over today and tomorrow probably. Maybe the next day and the day after that. But yeah, I've got a lovely bloke called AD coming in. We've been speaking on Instagram for a good while. He's always offered to do welding work for us, and it's one of them when it's someone off the internet, you're never usually sure. But he sent over a load of his work, and there's not a lot this man can't do. He does big plant equipment modifications, he builds hot rods, he does panel work, he does the lot. So I still haven't got a clue. My only really experience with welding was when Paul helped me with that sill. Oh dear. Now we've got that sill, both arches here and here, and two little smidgy areas on the chassis where the air suspension used to be. And he's gonna get them all done for me. He's absolutely like, yeah, we can do all that. I'm there like, are you sure? This is quite major. He's like, no, it's not major at all. How much filming we do today of it, it's got to be limited. AD's already asked me, he doesn't really want to be on the camera, and you got to respect that. You know, not everybody wants to spaff their life on the internet like myself. So yeah, we'll probably get a few little snippet bits here and there, and then I'll show you the results later on this evening of where we've got to. So just like before at Paul's, we've got a complete step for the passenger side, inner and outer sill, so whole new sill. Because Emma's needs some work doing, she bought a whole repair kit for her van. Although AD's confident we don't need it, it's here and they're all shaped and he can cut what he wants out of it. However, her dog legs, the half of the arch by the door, they're perfect on hers, so she doesn't need that part of the kit. Mine, however, just keep falling apart in my hands. So I went half with her on the kit. I've also got the dog leg, and I mean, all that is, probably don't need it. We'll probably cut from that line there, I'm guessing. I don't know, I'm not a welder. So I'm guessing that's going to be my day today. I'm going to be labouring bitch and galvanizing where the welds need to go, prepping stuff, cleaning stuff up, you know. There's a leak in the roof. Quite a bad one. Huh. Don't let the radiator bit in here fool you. It was just put in there so we can see what sort of area we've got to work in. And I'm still thinking about this winch. The costs have spiraled a little bit. So AD is going to do something here. We're not quite sure yet. And I think what I'm going to do is get him to weld in a square receiver. And then I'll have a detachable winch mount that goes onto that. That then means we can get a ball joint adapter for that, and it can go on the back of the van. It can be completely removed, and also go on the back of Emma's van, and in the future we could do the same modification in this area on her van, and one winch can do both vans basically. I'm going to put this down with my bare hands. What am I doing? Yeah, the idea of having it in this void was awesome. I really liked it, and then I was going to have the rollers built into here and have the reg plate on a slider that come out of the way, and just away you go. But realistically, I'm losing out on a lot, you know, pulling the van out backwards, attaching it to Emma's van, all this sort of stuff I'm going to miss out on. So I think I'm going to get the adapter done here, still have the reg plate slide out the way so that when you put the winch on, it's like here. Anderson plug, so all the electrics are there, and you can just click it on, lock it in, plug it in, and it's done. I think that's the route we're going to go. As for all of the rest of this, he reckons just lop it off and completely custom fab it, which AD knows what he's doing. I don't. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave this to his domain today. But yeah, once that welding is done, that is the only thing now holding the engine bay back. The rad can go in, it can all get plumbed in, the front end can start to go in, and here we'll be done, which feels weird to say. Yeah, there's an end in sight, ladies and gents, and I can't wait. And I don't want to sound like I'm moaning, because I have enjoyed it, and I love making the videos, but those two combined, this has been such an in-depth project, and not only am I having to do it and think about absolutely every aspect, order bits up, think ahead, think what I've got to do next. I've also got to get the cameras out, and I've got to get them set up, and I've got to figure out what I'm doing, think 2 months down the line when I come to edit it, and then I've got to sit and do all the editing, which takes, I mean, some videos take 2-3 days, in which you bounce in back and forth between what's currently going on and what happened in the past. It's melted my brain, and yeah, I've hardly seen friends, I've hardly seen family. This has been my life, so I'm really, really ready for it to be over now. And drive it again, go somewhere, park outside. Can't wait. Hey, buddy. Right, let's get you sorted, shall we? We don't want you in the eyesight of the welding. And we don't want you anywhere near whilst we're welding. So, yeah, let's bring you down here. Sorry, bro. Oh. Yeah. Keep you away from all this, shall we? The shit that accumulates on this floor on a daily basis. It's unfathomable. Look at it. That bloody fluff land, so you pulling apart toys. People buy you a toy, and in the day, they're destroyed, aren't they? I didn't get the cameras out at all in the end. I just got to know AD and let him crack on. Right, AD's just shut off, as you can see from here and here. He's been busy. Look at that. It's a proper nice job as well. It's all bloody tacked in here, all down here. Yeah, it's looking smart. A new dog leg, which is, we've managed to keep the galv on it, so. And then I asked him about this, and I was like, what do you reckon, is this redeemable? He's like, yeah, we'll get, oh, you can't even see it, sorry. There's a bit missing on the wing here, and he's just gonna reattach something there. But yeah, this is basically nearly done. But that was the big one. That was, well, that's all that remains of it. You can see it's just absolutely foobarred. So no longer will my Sprinter look like this. Yeah, real chuff for that. And now galvanised, it should stay alright. The bits that go anyway are now galv, so shouldn't have this issue again. Yeah man, wow chuff for that. And top bloke, me and him are very much on the same page. I said to him, if you need any help, just give me a shout and stuff. And he's like, for the most part, I'll just crack on. By the time I've explained it, I'll have had it done, you know, that sort of stuff. And I was exactly the same when I was doing camper van stuff for people. Although it was nice to have the company and the chat and stuff, you'd find yourself slowly falling behind, or, you know, when people hover over you, you get a bit nervous and stuff. I very much like to just get into a job, get all in on my own and just do it. And 80's the same. So yeah, for the majority of the day, I've just been editing videos, making him brews, and he's just absolutely smashed this out. Day 2 and the welding continues. As AD moved over to the other side, I started getting the new metal prepped up and painted, as well as my continued duties of T-bitch. AD had the other dogleg welded in no time, and then moved on to that panel that I just couldn't find, and I moved into the wheel arches to start stripping back the chassis, which was a big task and destined to unveil many horrors. AD was fine with having the cameras out and doing things like time lapses, and the area here that he was about to weld, you know, the area I could have had the panel for off the donor van but scrapped the donor van so don't have the panel, yeah, he's now got to fabricate that because you just can't buy them anymore. So he suggested sticking a time lapse up so we could see it being custom made. Meanwhile, I was still underneath, stripping the chassis back and getting covered in everything imaginable. Oh, good evening. Still bits of van in my, about to say my hair, but no. I'm in Emma's van tonight. I'm going to chill in here. She's not here, but my van is disconnected from all power for the welding, so yeah, I'm going to use this like a little hotel room on wheels. So the chassis I've been getting prepped because when the air suspension come off, there was 2 points where you have a cross member, and then the brackets for the air suspension went, and it allowed a load of crud and crap to just sit, and it sat there for a long time, and it blown through, so it needed some welding attention. So I got onto around there, but obviously the whole chassis needs going back and repainting. It needs sorting out, so that's what I started doing today. And now to unearth some more welding. Yeah, in quite some bad areas. But I'd rather know that, you know, than just sort of wing it and think, oh well, you know, it'll be alright. I gave everything a good hard smack today because I'd rather it break now with a welder on hand than it just give way in the middle of God knows where. And it was surprising.
The areas of the chassis where I thought were going to be the worst were right, solid. The areas I wasn't expecting, just, yeah, he needed a little bit of attention or just went through. But whereas I was in a bit of a, oh my God, just done all this work, the chassis shagged. Adi took one look at all of the jobs. He's like, no, it's fine. It's repairable, don't worry. But with the chassis needing now a lot more attention, we've got to rein it in a bit. And I've decided today that we're going to shelf the winch idea. It sucks, it really does. I was so excited to get that done, and it would all been there for the, you know, Amber 2.0, all of its new functions, nice big winch in there. But at the end of the day, this is reality. This is not a TV show. There's no infinite budget to pull from. Stuff takes time, stuff takes money, and that's all here. And the various people that have come and helped me throughout all of this. So yeah, it sucks, but sacrifices must be made. I've got to focus on getting that van safe, drivable, and MOTable. And a winch is not any of those. So yeah, tomorrow is jacking the rear of the van up once Adi's finished on that custom corner he's welded. And that's another thing, like that job, we couldn't get that panel. They don't make them anymore, so we had to custom make a panel. All that stuff takes time. The rust had also moved slightly into the wheel arch, so he had to rebuild a bit of the wheel arch before he could attach and build that panel to it. Yeah, it's just the way welding goes. It's always the way. So yeah, once that's done, I'm going to jack the back of the van up, take both the wheels off. I've already dropped the back section of the prop shaft off and moved a load of shit out the way. One chassis leg's completely ripped back now. You should have seen the pile of crap that come from the bottom of my van. Wow. The weight saving of this thing is just incredible. So yeah, that's what's happened today. And I was going to do some editing tonight, but honestly, I might just have a cup of tea and dive into the most comfortable bed in the world.
Adi repairs the rusted out section and gets this area ready for its radiator, but we leave the front bump bar alone and that'll be dealt with at a later date. The front end still fits even with the dents, and now I can get on with painting all this up and then fitting the wing and the radiator. With that and the dog leg on the other side now fitted, that was Adi done for this week, and it's left me to get everything sprayed and built back up.
Even though this wing was aftermarket, it fit like a dream. Before it could go on permanently, there was a few little extras that needed doing first. I could now feed the front loom over that does all sorts of jobs, including the headlights, indicators, washer jets, a couple of sensors and the siren. And then every point where the new wing fixes to, I've globbed in seam sealer. As well, that's what they did in the factory, so I'm just copying what they did. With the front end building back up nicely, I could get the intercooler and radiator back on. As mentioned way back at the start, both of mine were aftermarket and never really kept the van cool or did their job properly. These both are genuine Mercedes goodness, so I know they'll work. Just as I started prepping the new wing for paint, Emma also jumped in to give me a hand. Both our base and a number of different destinations on our to-do list are in really hot countries. So to give the van a helping hand, I'm fitting an electric fan. But before I could even get the first bolt in, let's have a look.
It's right on a crease as well, and it's like a dog.
Ooh,
That's why it went.
part of the trade, my love. Did you get it out all right? From the door.
Yeah, I mean, it's on its arse, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then I immediately followed suit.
See, it's not just you.
Master.
Should keep it cool in the Portuguese and Italian heat.
Perfect.
Turkey, yeah.
With us both patched up and the electric fan now fitted, the front end build-up could continue. And that is just about where we're going to leave it today. Thanks again for watching, folks. If you're enjoying what's going on here, don't forget to like and subscribe. All that good stuff helps these videos get out there more and in turn helps me get this van back together. I'll see you next time. Oh, smells like egg.